I'm going to teach you how to make a small dog. Now, if you've watched our video on the big dog, you got the spiritual application. We're going to bridge from that also. And y'all join us for the first time. When we make balloons, we're not just making balloons to make balloons, not just for the fun or the entertainment. We make balloons for a purpose. I mean, these are twists that teach truth. And so here we go. We're going to blow up a balloon for a big dog. Now we're going to leave a tail longer on this because we don't need as much room. And you're going to see why we need that tail at the end. So here we go. All right. Now, I like blowing up the balloons with my mouth. Now, look, I left a pretty long tail. I'm going to put my hand up there. You see it's even sticking out a little more than 5 fingers right there. I don't need a whole lot of room because we're making a small dog, and we're going to get a little creative with him. So here we go. We're going to jump right in. Same thing with the big dog. You follow the same pattern. Choose the size nose you want. Now, you want to make it proportional. Now, I think little dogs look good when they're kind of, the nose, the ears, it's kind of all about the same proportion. Legs a little bit longer. Now, we're at this point right here. Now, look, we made 3 bubbles. If I let go, those things are just going to unwind because there's nothing holding them together. Now, we're going to do the balloon knot, which is putting these down like that. You take, and you're going to take these 2, and you're going to twist them right here, 2, 3, 4, about 5, 6 times. You just want to make sure that it's enough. You know, I went about 10 or 12 right there. Enough where it's not going to unravel in some kid's hand, and he's got his little balloon dog, and then suddenly his head goes, and he has no head. And so you don't want that. And so I'm going to go with the neck, maybe just a tad bit longer than the nose. Okay, so you see my neck, my nose right there. Oh, he is a good-looking little dog. And now the leg, I'm going to go maybe twice as long as his nose. I mean, I want a leg. I don't want him just to be a short, squatty little fella. And so I'm going to twist this right here. He's coming along. You can see what I have left. Now that's going to go real fast. I'm going to have a little bit left over. And so go ahead, look at the camera, Squeaky. This is my friend Squeaky right here. All right, we're getting personal with him. So we're going to give him a little body. And if you watched on the big dogs, you know, I like smaller bodies. I don't know. I mean, some people make the bodies and they're kind of long, and they always look kind of disproportioned to me. And so look, I've got the body, got the first leg. Now I'm folding over. Now look what I have left. I need to have some balloon left, okay? So I'm twisting. Now, I've been moving kind of fast, so let me back up here for just a second. The pattern you follow for the nose and the 2 ears is the same pattern you follow for the neck and the 2 legs, and then the body and the final 2 legs, and what you have left over, well, that becomes your tail. And so it's the same thing. Remember when I had the 3 and I folded them and I made that twist? Okay, there's the nose and the ears. I did the same. The neck, I folded them over, made the twist. You got the neck, the 2 legs, and then the body, short body. I was so busy talking about how small it was. And then I did the same here. And so I can unwrap this to show you. Let me go the right way here. Okay, look, here we go. So I've got the body right here. Got leg 1, leg 2, which I'm going to make just a touch smaller to match. I fold it over. I'm going to move my hand so you can see it. See, it's right there. I'm pinching right there. And now I'm going to twist those together. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I'm going on. All right, great. And then a lot of times I like to take my tail and I stick my tail between those legs. And what that does, it's going to secure that in there to make sure that it doesn't just pop out. So I'm pushing it through. All right, there we go. Now we've got Squeaky, because a lot of times he will unravel on the backside as well. Now this is not a bad dog right here. I mean, he's got his body, he's got his tail, he's got kind of the thing at the end, but I like to take a little bit of air. Now, you need air down here. If it's like this down here, his tail is he's gonna do some weird things there. And so I like to squeeze. Now look, I'm grabbing down bottom and I'm pinching in the middle. And then I'm gonna take that air and I'm just pushing it. I'm just using my hand to push it up. Now I'm squeezing. Now look, see? So I've got balloon at the bottom, I've got balloon at the top, and I've separated it. And now I've got my cute little tail there at the end, my little poodle tail, or whatever you want to call it. And so this is my little friend here. I like calling the dogs Squeaky because they're so squeaky and have a lot of fun. Now, you can take a heart when you watch a heart video, and these guys are so cute when you take the front legs right here and you wrap them in to the bottom of what we call the simple heart. Oh, just cute. In fact, so much so I may just throw him in that video here and so that you can see what that looks like. So anyway, here's my little dog. Now, you say, well, we make balloons for a purpose. What's the purpose? Well, in the last video, the big dog, we talked about God created you for a reason. Well, one of the plans God has for you has to do with your behavior. I mean, when you know Jesus, it affects every part of your life. When you know Jesus, it changes how you think, changes how you feel, changes how you respond to people and situations. And so here's a verse that I want you to see, and it's out of Matthew chapter 7, verse 12, and a lot of you will know this as the golden rule. Now, the Bible doesn't call it that, but that traditionally that's what it's been called, and it simply says this, straight out of the Bible. It simply says, therefore, however you want people to treat you, treat them in the same way. And so in other words, however you want people to treat you, that's how you should treat them. So like say you've got a little dog and you're walking along. Do you want somebody to come along and pop your dog? Well, no. Well, then you shouldn't walk along and pop their dog. You know, on the playground, do you like people kicking you? Well, no. Well, then you shouldn't go around kicking them. You know, if you don't like people calling you names, don't go around calling them names. If you don't want people sticking their finger up your nose, then you need to quit sticking your finger up their nose. The point is to treat other people not in the way they treat you, but to treat others in the way you want them to treat you. And so to treat others with the same kindness that you want them to show you as well. And then if you wanted to make a lesson out of this, well, sure, make a dog, use him in that illustration, you know. I'm not going to pop yours, you want me to pop mine, and you're back and forth and treat others with the same kindness. And now let's look at a story and go to Luke chapter 10, the story of the Good Samaritan, you know, where and in fact, you could even get if you're teaching Sunday school or a small group or even a big group, get volunteers, act it out. You'll have some be the robbers, some come be the Samaritan, and then you've got the priest and the Levite, and you've got the Samaritan, and then if you want to have a little fun, choose like one of the adults or another leader or a youth and let him be over here. Surprise part, he'll be the donkey at the end. It'll be great. And you walk through, you know, here comes the Samaritan and the two robbers. They come out and they beat him and they robbed him and they stripped him. Okay, don't act that part out, but you know, the Bible says they left him half dead. Half naked, half dead. He's there on the ground, and along comes a priest. You'd think a priest would help him. I mean, this guy ministers in the temple. What does he do? Walks by on the other side. Now, is that how you should treat others? I mean, if he were lying there, do you think he would want somebody to walk by on the other side? No, of course not. And then what comes? Comes a Levite. A Levite was a religious leader. He taught God's law. You'd think of all the people in the world, he'd be the one to stop and help, right? No. What does he do? Passes by. Doesn't stop, doesn't help. Would he have wanted someone to stop for him? Absolutely. But that wasn't the heart that he had. And then along comes a Samaritan. Now, Samaritans, they were the black hatters in children's story. You know what I mean? It's like you got the bad guy with the black hat, the good guy with the white hat, you know, in the old Western kind of things. And well, in Jesus' day, in the children's stories, Samaritans were the bad guys. And so when Jesus said, and a Samaritan, everybody's thinking, this guy's half dead. He's probably going to be all dead in a minute. I mean, if he's half whatever, he's going to take whatever's left. Here comes this Samaritan. And the reason they didn't like the Samaritans was because, see, the Jews were pure Jews. But during the exile, you know, these other Jews had been intermarried they'd been placed with others in Samaria from other cultures, and they had intermarried, and so it's a racial thing here. And so the Samaritan, they're like, that guy, he's going to be bad. I mean, if a Jew was walking along and met a Samaritan back in Jesus' day, sometimes they'd spit at each other, they'd throw rocks at each other. I mean, this could even be considered his enemy. And so here's the guy, he's laying on the road. Now you can act this out with your kids. Give the explanation, just read it straight out of the Bible. So fun. Here comes the Samaritan. What does he do? Not what you'd expect. He treats him with the same kindness that he would have wanted him to show him. And so he stops, binds up his wounds, takes care of him, pours oil in him, and then what does he do? And here's your special volunteer. puts him on his own beast, his own donkey, get down on your hands and knees, let's throw him over your back. And there they go. And takes him to an inn and pays for it and tells the innkeeper, whatever more it costs, I'll pay when I come back. That's treating others with kindness. That's going the extra mile even. And so you could even use that as a story to go, hey, look, now we started with a balloon dog. Now look at all the ground we've covered. We've talked about kindness, we've talked about truth, and we've told an incredibly fun Bible story and had a great time with it. You can do this in Sunday school. You know what? You can do it in your own family. I mean, family devotions, sometimes we make it so ritualistic. Let's spend time with reading the Bible. And I love reading the Bible. Love reading the Bible to my kids at breakfast. They grew up with us doing that. And just reading it, asking questions, talking about it. But, you can have fun and do things like, let's act out this story. And let's make a balloon animal. And let's have some fun. Because at the core, if you want your children to grow up knowing and following Jesus, you cannot depend on the church to raise them to be followers of Christ. And I'll tell you why. It's not knocking the church. It's because that was never what God intended. That's the responsibility, mom and dad, that he gave you as the spiritual leader in your family. You are the primary main discipler of your kids. But a lot of parents these days, they want to hand it over to the church because that's what we do. We don't want to eat out. We outsource it. We go to a restaurant. We don't want to cook. We outsource it. We go to a restaurant. We don't want to mow our lawn, we hire the neighbor's kids, Education goes to the public school. Sports goes to the coaches because they know what they're doing. And so we want to take spiritual education and give it to the church. It's not God's plan. As mom and dad, you are the spiritual leader of your family. And so take time, read God's word, pray with your kids, have fun, play games that teach, make balloon animals that teach, tell stories, act them out, have a great time. And if you want to see more resources for families, you can go to our website at 330ministries.org. That's all spelled out with letters. 330, THREETHIRTY, ministries.org. Lots of family resources on there, lots of children's resources too. And so anyway, I hope you've enjoyed it. This is our little dog. Say goodbye to Squeaky. He probably won't be around much longer. We're going to give him away. Somebody's going to like it. And so anyway, God bless you. I hope you have a great day. I'll see you here, there, or in the air.